want to be great, you got to work at it, right?
What up, New York Giant Nation? It's your boy, MacDaGiantsFan, and this is the true blue aftermath. I feel like I know it's been a weird season for me this year, man. My work schedule's been screwing me up, so I ain't been able to be consistent with these aftermaths, but thus far, I have not yet to be able to do one on a New York after a New York Giant victory, man. And this was definitely not a New York Giant victory. This was a terrible, terrible performance today, man, by the New York Football Giants, man, all across the board. No excuse for what this team delivered out there today on the field, man. It was terrible, and a lot of bad news coming in this game as well. We'll get to all of that in 1 minute, man. But look. This was like, I felt like I just sat here and just watched the exact same game from a couple of weeks ago, but completely just reversed and flip-flopped. You know, it was like watching the exact same game. Just, like I said, different result, flip-flop. This time, the teams played, the Giants looked like the Eagles from 2 weeks ago. The Eagles looked like the Giants from 2 weeks ago. Straight up. Eagles, absolute dominant performance today. As far as on the ground, what they did on the ground alone, there's just no way you're going to win a football game giving up 277 yards. 277 yards on the ground. You're not going to win a football game that way. You just can't. Saquon Barkley, 14 carries, 150 yards with a big 65-yard touchdown run on his first carry of the game. Tank Bigsby also gone over 100, the backup. We gave their 100 yards to their backup running back. 200-yard rushers in this game. Not acceptable on no levels, man. New York Giants, this defense is so bad. It is so bad. It was absolutely atrocious. I'm so sick of it. The fact that we spent this whole summer, the entire offseason, talking about what this defense was going to be. This defense was top 10 defense, maybe even a top 5 defense. This is a bottom 5 defense. Bottom 5 defense. They are absolutely horrible. They can't tackle. They can't cover. They can't do anything. They can't do anything right at this point. The only one that can seem to do anything right is Brian Burns, who added a couple more sacks on the day, man, with his league add to his league leading total. He is already now over the double-digit mark on the season. So hats off to Brian Burns. You know, if whatever you want to take as a silver lining is that he's still continuing to play that same level that he's been playing at, man. But this team, man, it's bad. I don't know what else to say anymore about other than the fact that this defense is just it's hard to look at anymore. And to me, it's mostly schematics. I don't want to hear about the talent on the field. The talent on the field is decent. We have pretty reasonable talent, man, on this field. You can't convince me of that. We have players on that defensive side of the ball, guys that can be impact players, man. And we got the wrong coaches right now. I'm telling you, it's terrible. I'm tired of watching teams just have receivers run all over the field wide open. Dallas Goedert putting together yet another good game against us. He had a good game a few weeks back as well, against us. And then once again, putting on having another good performance. Jalen Hurts, just 4 touchdown passes on the day. This is just nothing's good that we've seen is good enough. What's going on, Mosley? This team stresses me out too, man. It really stresses me the fuck out too, Mosley, because I don't understand why we can this is why this coaching regime is incompetent. Because you watch this Eagles team today we played. We played them a few weeks ago. We kicked their ass, all the good stuff. But did this team stay complacent off of that, L? No. They came out and they adjusted and they made the proper adjustments. They adjusted to Jackson Dart. They did a way better job keeping him contained in the pocket, as we saw today. They adjusted to what they needed to do. They absolutely adjusted and did what they needed to do. And they made the proper adjustments to counteract what this team did to them a couple of weeks ago. The Giants, however, came back out and just figure we can just keep doing all the same stuff, make no changes, and think you're going to get the same results. That's bogus. That is a coaching and schematics and everything else. That's why this regime is incompetent, because they don't know how to adjust to anything. And I don't care. I know we had some devastating injuries, a couple that happened. One really bad one that happened in this game. And I get it. We came in with a very depleted secondary. We got to a point in this game where Deontay Banks ended up being CB1 just by default, because we just didn't have anybody else. We got to a point where we literally had Deontay Banks and Corey Black, who's playing his first snaps on defense, period, this season. Because while he was with the Jets, all he did was contribute on special teams. He didn't play any defensive snaps with the Jets. So he's literally giving his first defensive snaps of the season today against the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, look, you just can't. There's no excuse for this football team right now. No excuse, and there's no excuse for what these coaches do, man. Or I said what they don't do. Because I'm getting annoyed watching. I watch these other teams all around the league. I watch the coaches. I watch how they do. I watch just. It just looks more competent, man. These guys are idiots that are running this show, man. They're idiots running this show. That challenge by Brian Daboll, what are you doing, man? You knew you wasn't going to win that challenge. They already basically told you wasn't going to win that challenge. So what are you wasting the damn challenge for? What are you wasting a time out for? For a challenge that you know you're not going to win. That's just ridiculous to me. It's time to get some competent coaches in here. Maybe we should have made a stronger play for Mike Vrabel, made a real play for Mike Vrabel, and got him in here last year or something. A real coach. Look at the dividends he's paying off for the right now, for the Patriots right now, sitting at 6-2. Right now, balling, getting it done. They got off to a sluggish start today, but they still did what they needed to do and ended up finishing that game strong. I just don't want to hear it, man. Our coaches are terrible. Our defensive coaches, or that Shane Bowen, I don't know what you're calling defensively, man, but it's all bad. It's been all bad. It's been all absolutely terrible, man. I agree. No Mets. I agree right there with you, man. It's time to clean house. We need a real coach and a real GM. I don't want to hear the excuses about Jackson Dart's development. Jackson Dart clearly is going to be fine. You just need a competent coach in here, man. I'm sorry, Brian Day, you might have done a good job with Jackson Dart up to this point, but somebody else can come in here and continue on that path, man, because you're not it, man. You're not leading this team to nothing. You ain't leading this team to a damn thing but embarrassment. That's it. Just pure embarrassment. What's going on, Adam?
Mac, another terrible fucking loss. And it started from play number two. Play number two. We know what play number two was. Handoff to Barkley, 65 yards, house call. At that point, I knew we were in for a long afternoon. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't move. There was no heart, no fire. And I know that Scatterbo got injured, but I didn't think they were going to win with Scatterbo regardless. I mean, you do that play, sure, you're scoring, you get a little juice, a little life. But they couldn't stop a nosebleed. They gave up they have two 100-yard rushers in this game.
Well, that's exactly it. So what you just said, like about Scatterbo, I think he could have had maybe some form of an impact on the game, maybe a little more of an impact on the game offensively for the Giants. But you're right, the Giants weren't stopping them defensively regardless, so it didn't matter anyway. Scatterbo don't play defense, you know what I mean? So it wouldn't have mattered. That wouldn't have mattered anyway, even if he would have still been able to give a little more life to the offense. But it would have been. I mean, and about him, I haven't really talked much about the injury yet. It was a terrible injury. I don't expect to see him back the rest of the season. I don't think so. Dislocated ankle. You saw how horrific it was. The cameras, they didn't want to even keep showing it to you. You saw the reaction of the players immediately after it happened. Jackson Dart, a couple of the linemen. You saw JMS down on the knee. You've seen how the guys reacted as soon as it happened. Scatterbo did get caught off the field, looked in great spirits, getting caught off the field, all things considered. But unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that young man's season is over with. And where do we go from here? Once again, now we got Malik Neighbors out for the year. Scatterbo looks like he's going to be out for the year, and now it's pretty much on Jackson Dart's shoulders, man. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think the young man, I think he's up to the challenge, but he can only do so much.
He can't do it alone. Can't do it alone. Make a goddamn play for him. Make a play.
I mean, look, in his defense, you're right. People got to make plays. And, I mean, once again, you know, we got guys. Darius Slayton had that one big, had the big drop earlier, but then that callback, that when they called back, that touchdown they called back on that was bullshit. I'm sorry. You can't make calls like that. You can't make calls like that because, look, pass interference, offensive pass interference, push off is one thing. You're allowed as a receiver to extend your arm as he was getting held his goddamn self. By the way, let me mind you, he was being held his damn self also. And you can extend your arm. You can't physically actually extend and push. He didn't do that. That was never a play. That penalty should never have been called. Now, granted, that has nothing to do with the outcome of the football game. We would have still been down by 2 scores anyway. And most likely, it's not like we're going to have some miraculous comeback and win the football game, most likely. But it's just the point that it's things like that, little things like that, that's like, all right, we're already down, and yet you're going to make bad calls, like blatantly bad calls. To me, that was a blatantly bad call. To me, that's not even something that should have been remotely called. But that's neither here nor there.
I don't really care because they didn't do anything on the back end defensively to even warrant, like, oh, man, what if they got that call and scored that touchdown? Oh, they would no, because they went downfield and scored a touchdown anyway. So, and they were making up for the call of the lost fumble. They made a fumble. It was clearly a fumble. Dean Blandino said it was a fumble, and they gave him a forward pass. So they probably made up for it on that play where I hate to say it, but they made that call. And, you know, at the end of the day, the outcome is the same in the result that I thought it was going to be in terms of the Eagles having the ball back at some point. Same thing with the tush push thing. They probably should have gotten the first down of the ball at the inch line, and they called it whatever they called it. Listen, if you have to rely on refs to win a game, then you're not a good team. And whether they're bad calls or not, this team got railroaded. We need to talk about the boneheaded decision making that this coach made. How do you know that you can't challenge a play and you still challenge the play anyways? Like, who does that? When they tell you you can't challenge the play because it's a ref's call where they're like, we stop this forward progress. How in the world do you then go, let's challenge the play and challenge it and lose again? So a wasted challenge. You have no timeout, right? We go down the field and score a touchdown. They march right down the field, all the way down the field, ate up all your 2 minutes of time and scored a touchdown going into half. Okay, there was no resistance by this defense at all. I told you guys last week that they were going to be flat, and this team was more than flat. They checked out. This is a checkout game. I don't care who the fuck is back on the back end of there. You know why I don't care? Because I see every week guys get injured and other guys step up because the defense is a well-coached team. So I don't want to hear about that. Deontay Banks is a first-round pick. He's not injured. What's his excuse? The problem with the team I have is there's no heart. There's no fire. You can't just rely on one guy, the quarterback, to elevate all of you. You all got to do your jobs. He's doing everything he can, this kid, to keep you in the fucking football game. And you can't do anything. And this coaching staff has to go. Brian Dable has to go. This defense has given up 71 points in the last 2 games, in 5 quarters of football. 5 quarters.
Yeah, this defense is god awful. Something needs to change right now. I mean, something needs to change about this defense, man. What you guys eye on?
Yeah, well, what up, fam? I wish I could talk to you after a fucking win for once, but I guess that's never gonna happen for a while now. Looking at our schedule, and absolutely, I agree 100% on what Adam said. You know, I kind of looking at this whole scenario, and I'm like, why did I even drink the Kool-Aid after that Saints game, right? After that Eagles game, right? We all kind of knew what this team was after that Saints game, right? We all knew that Jackson Doyle is him, but it's not boxing, it's not MMA. You need all 22. You need all fucking pieces on that. And mind you, even if you have all 22, we have like some of the worst fucking coaches in all of sports. And that's why I honestly think, you know that conversation we had on Premium Takes? I honestly think that's where the fucking scenario comes from. Where fucking this whole scenario about getting Madden fucking pros in the fucking building. Yeah, because a Madden pro would have fucking called the timeout there. Where the fuck is the time management? And I'm not blaming him for fucking Cam Scatterboo's injury, but I kind of am. Maybe if you call a fucking timeout and you don't let your rookie quarterback in the fucking game trying to figure everything fucking out, and you know how the refs feel about us. Usually it's 1-0, 1 Mississippi, throw flag. We don't get that. We're the fucking New York Giants. We don't get that 1 Mississippi. As soon as that fucking clock turns 0, the refs are throwing a fucking flag. We know that. We knew that for the last 10 years. Do something to make the refs not fucking throw flags on bad fucking teams, right? I'm not even gonna get into that ridiculous call from fucking that Slayton has, because that's a whole fucking little fucking Pandora box we can open in about prop bets this fucking season and the NFL this season. You know, fantasy was one thing. Prop bets has been ruining the fucking sports with all this pick over under. If he's gonna go over this much yards, it's been ruining the fucking sport, okay? And I play it, and it's been ruining it. And I'm not even fucking cared about my fucking money. I care about the sport that I love to fucking watch. So that's one thing. We can get into football and the refs and fucking prop betting and all these GPP DraftKings fucking tournaments that's been ruining the fucking sports since the last fucking 8 years. Then we look at this fucking game, and it's like I try to give this team an excuse, right? Like, they don't have this, they don't have that, they're injured, they're this. You take out Holland, you take on Adebo. This is the same fucking team from last year. I kind of Abdul Karim, and like for him, like it's like I'm not even gonna get on him that much because he is a fucking rookie. But it's like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then you have this GM that just lives in fucking Wonderland. That's like nothing's gonna fucking happen. And then Cam Scats goes out. Then fucking Bellinger goes out, and it's like, who the fuck does this guy have to throw the football to? Not like we fucking care, because we're not gonna win the game anyway. But like as soon as this team did what they did with the turnovers and the shit that they did in New Orleans, we all should have knew that the fucking Eagles, that first fucking win was a fluke. Was when you're all tired in a fucking desert and you see something pop out. It's like, what is that fucking called? Like, it's not fucking there. It's fakeness. It's bullshit. It's like something that shouldn't have happened, but it happened, right? We beat the fucking Eagles, and now we're all fucking jumping for joy like this team is something great when they're not. We go to Denver. I'm gonna let you talk. Could it be Denver didn't show up because they just got done fucking traveling all across the fucking globe? You know what I'm saying? Flying from one fucking spot over to another fucking spot, then back home. Guess what? They got their foots down in the fourth quarter, and they're like, "Yo, this is the New York Giants. Let's go out there." You know, I blame everything from the top. And if Shane Bowen is still on this fucking team next week, I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like,
he will be, because we're idiots.
He will be
because Brian Dable's too scared to fire him. He can't do
and
that.
You know why, guys? And I'm gonna end it with this. This is why, like, you know, I don't buy fucking Sunday ticket, because if the Giants was fucking good, I'll buy fucking Sunday ticket. But this is why I watch their fucking game on one of my fucking smaller fucking screens, and I have Red Zone on the fucking television, and I have another fucking game on my fucking computer. This team doesn't fucking deserve the big screen. Go right ahead, Adam.
Well, you know, it's interesting because we talk about that Denver game and the tale of the 3 quarters, right? That will be the defining moment of the season, because had they won that game, you come into this game with that juice and that enthusiasm, and maybe the ball bounces your way. Maybe we lose and go 3-5, but the outlook's a little different. Now you look at this that meltdown that happened, and it's going to be the meltdown in Mile High. That's what it's going to be called. And I'm labeling it. If you haven't heard it now, you heard it here first. The meltdown at Mile High, which is going to cost people jobs. I think it's cost them. I thought it cost him his job today, because the team came out flat. They had no juice, no life, no nothing. You can't give up a 65-yard touchdown in the second play of the game. Like, people haven't even gotten their popcorn and their beers or sat in their seats yet, and they're getting a touchdown up. I knew at that moment in the game, I said, this game is over. There's no life, nothing happened. Sure, they had the nice bat down or whatever, but you can't do that. And it doesn't get easier from here. We're going to have an angry 49er team that's going to come in here with a defense ready to go against this team that's banged up from top to bottom. And I don't want to hear when we get down and we win 4 or 5 games this year, if that, because the schedule is daunting. There are no easy wins, possibly only the Raiders. I mean, the New England Patriots won. When we were going over the schedule, we're like, New England, we're going to beat them. Yeah, not anymore. Caleb Williams and the Bears, they're a feisty team. They're a feisty bunch. They're not going to be a walk in the park either. The only one is the Raiders, and I can't even trust this coaching staff to make the right decisions to get these guys in. And I'm not going to go down every list about things. Sure, the call that Slayton had was bad. We're going to lament it ad nauseum. But guess what? That didn't affect the outcome of this game because they didn't do anything on defense to stop them. They went right down the field and bing, bang, boom, touchdown. They would have still had to do the same shit that they did. So the fact that this team was playing from behind, they can't do that. They don't have enough horses on offense to do anything. I blame the GM for that. Their offensive skill position players, they don't know what to do once they're in a situation. It's the same thing every time. Defensively, they can't play man, they can't play zone. Dexter Lawrence is a shell of himself. The only guy
tackle
the ball. Oh my God. How do you give up 31 yards on a second and 31? Second and 31.
It's like, what are you tickling him, Masil?
Like, to the backup running back. To the backup running back.
You know how demoralizing
that wasn't even Saquon Barkley, that backup running back.
You know how demoralizing that is? Do you know how demoralizing that must feel on the field where you don't even tackle a guy for 31 yards? It's not like you gave up 10 yards, 15 yards.
Ryan Burns makes a huge play, gets that big sack for the big loss.
Right.
And then all you do is the next play, let him run 31 yards on second and 30.
Like what? I mean, you can't just blame everything on Bowen. You just can't. I mean, but he is part of the problem. But the problem really starts with Brian Daboll because this team, again, comes out flat. Again, we got beat by 2 scores, almost 3 scores in this game. That could not happen. They knew this game. And I heard everybody say, oh, well, the Giants have a revenge game. No, they lost the game against Denver. It didn't leave them. It lingered, and now you have a back-to-back bad loss against another. And then you go into another team limping into that game against a team that probably should have beaten the Houston Texans but didn't. And now they're going to come in looking at you and going to want to take it out on you and stay in the playoff race down the stretch. The season is over. I don't want to hear anything else about it.
You know what,
This Darius Slayton stinks. The offense stinks. There's nobody that Dart can rely on to be like, oh, this guy's going to give me a big play. Nobody on this offense.
Nobody. And that's what's so irritating. It's like to the GM's point, like, okay, yay, congratulations, you found certain playmakers, but when you wear it on the fucking scales, there's more cons than pros. And like, I kind of honestly think this guy thinks he's running a fucking flag organization and no one's gonna get fucking hurt. Now, believe me, people get hurt in flag football too. But at the end of the fucking day, this is tackle fucking football at the highest level. People get hurt. Like, where is the accountability to get strength in the back end on this roster? You bring in Ray McLeod, and yeah, congratulations. I like me some Ray. But how the fuck is that going to offer? Guess what? You're worrying about the future. You're not going to be there to make these fucking picks. I'm not saying go reckless and give up our fucking first number 1 pick. No. I'm just saying you could have done a move back when it fucking happened 2 fucking weeks ago, and then now I don't even get what fucking move happens. Now the season is gone. I don't give a fuck what you guys do now. I'd rather you do nothing now and save fucking draft picks for the new regime because we knew what the season was. We knew what the season was before coming the year, right? But we kind of thought like there's something with this defense, right? That's why it's not fucking one in the offseason. You can't win on paper. You have to show up. And as much as I'm mad at fucking Shane Bowen, I'm more mad at this fucking players on our team outside of Brian Burns. Brian Burns is telling the motherfucker he's going to go right there. Where does the guy go? Right there. Still a gain of 8 yards. I'm like, whoa, what is going on with this?
First off, like the no tackling on that 31-yard play, but even at the end of the game, they're getting like gashed. They couldn't stop. They couldn't do anything. They had no will. There's Dexter Lawrence banged up. Kayvon Thibodeau made one play. The one play that we heard from Kayvon Thibodeau, whatever that was, a little sack, little tackle for loss. Like that's it. They've done nothing. Tyler Lubin, I don't want to hear you console Jackson Dart at all. How about you have somebody console you in your horrible play, your horrible angles that you take on defense, like every time. Like give me a break. I don't want to hear about, oh, well, they should have had this. You had a chance to address the cornerback depth. You didn't. You had a chance to do other things. You didn't. You lost to Debo. You have Banks out there. What did Banks do? Banks didn't do anything. Can he fight for a block? Can you do something instead of getting blocked by somebody? I understand Lane Johnson's there, but do something.
It's a first-round pick, Banks, guys. It's a first-round pick. Crazy. What up, Lou?
What's going on, Lou?
Good.
But, this whole thing, man. It just, like I said, I felt like I just watched the same game from 2 weeks ago, just completely reversed. Just completely reversed. I mean, it was like the same game, except this time the Eagles just absolutely just made us look stupid.
They dominated,
and we looked like shit.
They dominated.
So
like that's it.
So I mean, it just this game. I expected this game to be competitive. It was not. The Scatterable injury didn't help anything. The Cordell Flott injury certainly didn't help anything. I don't know. His status for next week is now up in the air.
It's punched in the face with
all of y'all know me. All of y'all know me.
Ooh.
We have met each other with the exception of Zion. We've all been in each other's presence. We've had football discussions. We've had debates. We've had arguments. This shit is not going to get any better if we continue to watch these games, give them ratings, buy tickets. We need to bring the plane and the banner out now for the rest of the season. For the rest of the season, there needs to be a plane flying over MetLife before, during, and after the game saying blow it all up. And there needs to be empty seats or all opposing fan seats only. This shit is not going to change unless we stand up and say we're not giving you no more money for this bullshit. Shane, Dable, Bowen, the whole damn lot needs to go. Put the Semtex at his door, put the Claymore with the tripwire going all the way to Dable's door, from his door to Shane Bowen's door, and blow the whole shit up. Fill these forms out in triplicate, please. Fuck out of here. This shit is horrible. It's unbearable to fucking watch. Poor Scatterable is not going to be the same after that injury. He's a hard runner. He plants his foot into the ground and runs violently. He's not going to be able to do that for at least a year if he ever gets back to rare form.
Well, I got to see the result, because if it's not like any ligament damage, then that's probably better. If it's just a clean break, that's actually better. So that you can recover better from a clean break.
That shit looked horrible, bro. His foot was this way and his leg was still this way.
That reminded me of Anderson Silva's injury in the UFC.
But it's still better if it's a clean break as opposed to like a
ligament damage. If there's no ligament damage or nerve damage, absolutely. But how rare is it for you to have your foot turn at that angle and not have no ligaments torn?
See, the thing that pisses me off is what Lou was mentioning, is that there's no heart on this team, because you lose a heartbreaker in Denver, not even a heartbreaker. I've labeled it the meltdown in Mile High, because that's essentially what it was. This team does not know what to do when they have some prosperity. You're beating a team up and down the field, and you don't have the killer instinct, only to melt down in the last 5 minutes of the game, which then leads into this game right here, which is bleeding over. This team came out flat. They had no energy. Second play of the game, you give up a touchdown. That was it. That was the back. I mean, this defense had a chance to say, all right, let's put it behind us. They did not do that. They're not responding to the coaches. Tom Brady's like, oh, they're playing hard. Like, I don't know what you're watching, Tom, because they did not seem like they had any heart on that defense. Nice. Yeah. Nice. He's being nice. Meanwhile, he's probably laughing under his skin with the team that took him his 2 championships away, back in the day. But let's be real. They had no heart. I don't want to hear, I don't want to even know what he's saying on the podium, because it's going to be rubbish. You had a chance to fire this coach. You fired the kicker, as if that did anything, if that sent any airwaves through the place. Things need to change. People need to be benched in this game. I don't care if you start Corey Black for the rest of the year, right? Things need to change. You can't just sit there and roll out the same defense next week against the Mac Jones and Christian McCaffrey. They're going to run all over you. You gave them 150 yards in the first half of the game.
I mean, Saquon Barkley was practically over 100 yards in the first quarter. Practically. He damn near hit 100 yards in the first quarter. So this right here, this is a comment here with no Mets to put up here. Theo Johnson, man, look.
He sucks.
Yeah, he's not tight end one, man.
Nope.
I don't understand what y'all
trash,
see,
bro.
I don't understand what you see in this guy. He's not the best tight end. He's not the best tight end on this roster. Bellinger got banged up in this game, I get it. But he's better. Bellinger is better. I don't know what the fuck y'all don't see about that.
I even do Fedoni over Theo Johnson. Like, what the fuck is Fedoni?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And Fedoni just on the sideline getting no playing time whatsoever. Like, dude, down in the red zone. I'm trying to tell you, that guy could probably be a threat down in the red zone. He just has that kind of.
Absolutely.
That's the way he's built. He's a big physical guy,
He can
big,
box you out
strong
and high
physical guy,
point the
box it
ball.
out,
Yep.
and he has good hands. Something that I'm not so sure I can say about Theo Johnson.
Not at all.
He has good hands. So I don't understand. He was in uniform today. No Mets. He was on the side. He was in uniform. He had a uniform. He just
Denver.
But he's been out there. I think he had a uniform last week too. Newman, I don't understand what this dude be looking at. The angles he takes are always absolutely atrocious. On that one, was it the big run on the Saquon Barkley big run?
I got it. It gotta be.
I guess he's looking at the
This guy
sun,
was
bro.
so
I guess he's
fucking
looking
good
at
in
the sun.
college.
Because he came down and crashed down as he was going to make a play, and Barkley gave him a little lean to the right and went right by him. And this guy his feet were even. You know what they say, when your feet are even, he's leaving. That's exactly what happened.
You're supposed to be pedaling so that you can get your hips around the turn.
Right.
And his feet were flat. Absolutely.
Even, and that was leaving. You knew it was 6. Once you saw him get parallel with Barkley's hips, it was over. You knew he had no chance. And here's another thing that doesn't make any sense to me. You drafted a 7th overall tackle and a 3rd round receiver, and both of them are fucking healthy scratchers. Both of them don't get a fucking uniform. Why are both on this team? Why are you not making phone calls today? Say, who needs a tackle? Who needs a wideout? Because obviously we're not using them. We still have Bo Collins out there, little Jordan fucking Humphreys running around out there. We're not doing nothing with these guys. I don't want to hear it. This guy, it doesn't make sense to me. Today, the interior is getting absolutely destroyed. You could have brought him into the jumbo package, did something to ignite this run game. Okay. By the way, the 2 backs that we have are not as good as Cam Scatterwood. I don't care what anybody tells me. Tyrone Tracy is not the greatest back, and Devin Singletary is washed. Okay. So this offense goes from playmakers to nobody, and we sit here with a 3rd round pick on the fucking bench.
That's how
that won
how
fucking
the
Blivnikov award in college. That won the best receiver in college, and yet we can't find a way to get fucking even Hyatt involved. At this point, trade him. You bought up Evan Neal, trade his ass too. I mean, like,
dude,
go
they
ahead.
brought in a receiver named Cooper who does one thing, gets a fucking flag. That guy hadn't played all year, gets a flag. We can't do shit with the guys that we have on our field. They have I don't even know the guy's name, number 80, 81, whatever he was on the outside, ran a play against Corey Black or whoever and got a holding call in the first play he comes into the game. But we can't get a 3rd round pick, like Zion said, a Blitnikoff winner on the field.
Yeah, I agree with this comment as well. No mess. Andrew Thomas did not have the greatest day either. I mean, the offensive line today, period, was not good. This is probably their worst performance.
They were dominant
since the return of Andrew Thomas, for sure. Is the worst performance since the return of Andrew Thomas.
They had a lot of green jerseys in the backfield. When you watch the penetration of the line, our line was playing in the backfield. If you watch the Eagles line, they were playing forward. Our line never got. This guy is wearing more piece back there. He's running around. He can do whatever he wants. Our quarterback can't do shit because we don't know how to block nobody, apparently. We can't get out of our own way. We don't know how to get off fucking routes. Our quarterback can't have the magic that he has, which is a hero ball that we told you cannot sustain offensively. And you have Theo Johnson. I don't think that guy should be. If you don't want to give somebody a jersey, I don't want to see that guy get a jersey. All right? At least Hyatt, we don't know what he gets because he doesn't get the ball. But I know what I get with Theo Johnson, and that's ass. Okay, you drafted Fedoni. Let's see what he's got. Worst case scenario, he's ass too. Everybody's got to go. I mean, there is nothing that I can hang my hat on from this GM to say, hey, let me look down this roster. What do we got? A quarterback that we know is better that he didn't even want to pick, by the way. Okay, he didn't want to pick the quarterback, so I'm not giving him that. He had Malik Neighbors, who, while we love him, that's a low-hanging fruit. I'm not going to give you any of that. What about the rest of your drafts? Azudu, I don't even know where the hell you are. McKeithen, you're gone. Dane Belton, you stink. Tyler Newman, you spent a 2nd-round pick on. A 3rd-round pick can't even get a fucking jersey. Of 7th overall pick has been sitting on the bench for 8 weeks. And what are we doing? We got no cornerbacks that can play on this team. The defensive line can't do shit. You employed a fucking 4th pick of a defensive coordinator because nobody else wanted to be on this team because your fucking head coach yells at everybody. He doesn't even have the balls to fire him. You know why? Because it will look bad to fire 2 defensive coordinators in a matter of 4 years. This team is fucking fucked.
Well, they need to make something happen. I think right now you got to make some kind of statement, and I feel like making Shane Bond right now is the easiest one to make a statement with right now. He's got to go, man. Because it's right now what I'm watching when I watch this team defensively. Granted, I know a lot of injuries, especially on the back end today in this game, but still, even up front, what you had just based off what you have up front alone, this defense should still be more functional than what it is. It's just not to me. It's just you're not setting this team up for success as a coaching staff, man. Look, I know we don't have the greatest talent in the world, but we don't have a bunch of just bums running around out there either, man. Not just total bums, man. We have players that can be coached up because the proof is in the pudding. Because when they go other places, they look all of a sudden like competent NFL players. All of a sudden, but they just can't do it. They can't seem to bring that energy here. That's a reflection of coaching, man. That's just totally a reflection of coaching. I mean, we don't have all stars. Our receiving core is just shit right now, all the way shit. It is. The secondary is absolute terrible right now. I mean, like I said, when you get down to the point where Deontay Banks and Corey Black are your corners on the field, that's a problem. That's going to be a problem. Receiver wise, when Darius Slayton is your best receiver, that's a problem. You know, these things are problem. I mean, look, once again, today, Bo Collins had one catch too. I was going to say, once it gets to today, only Devin Singletary, only
Fucking Robinson can't get open.
Darius Slayton, only Darius Slayton and Wandell had catches, but I forgot that last Bo Collins had that catch late in the game too. Whatever, but it's just we don't have playmaking receivers at all. The best damn catch of the day was by our third string running back. And Devin Singletary, that was the best damn downfield catch of the day that was made by anybody. I mean, that was actually a pretty phenomenal play on his part when he made that play. But other than that, like that, it's just nobody's making plays. Nobody's helping this young quarterback. Like I said, the Eagles came in with a much better game plan. They played a lot more zone, and they had they kept Jackson Dart in the pocket. And they kept him bottled up. They wouldn't let him just get out the pocket and gash him with his legs. They did not allow that. They learned from their mistakes in the first matchup, and they adjusted to how they needed to. That's something this New York Giant coaching staff has no clue how to do. Apparently, it's just it's the same old story, and I'm tired of watching it.
And we all know what it is, and we repeat it over and over again. And Lou is absolutely right. Right, we need to go on strike. We need to boycott this fucking team somehow, right? Because of the fact that we know it's coaching. I look at this team and I look at this roster, and I think, like, man, what if this defense was in the hands of like a Todd Bowles or like a Dan Campbell? What if this offense was in the hands of like a Kyle Shanahan or Sean McVay? Like fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how much schemes Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan will scheme up to get Hyatt fucking open? Andy Reid, you know what I'm saying? And yet we have this fucking Gordon Gnome and this fucking, like, I can't stand him, and I hate it because like you said, Mac, nothing is ever gonna be fucking done. It's just gonna be continued on. And like you look at the Titans, and the Titans are a fucked up organization. You look what they did over the last 3 years, but at least like they're like, and I didn't agree with Callahan getting fired, but at least they're like, you know what? Let's just hit it at the nail and let's just go on. I think this is a case where you really, John Mayer, you're fucking dying. God forbid, you know, hopefully everything goes good with you, but God damn it, bro. Like I think moves needs to be made. I think the defense coordinator shouldn't have a job by Tuesday. And I think you really need to look at fucking coaches like John Gruden, Mike McCartney, some coaches that have fucking experience. Stop bringing in these douchebags that just has clean fucking resumes from offensive coordinators. At the end of the day, bring in a fucking established coach.
Well, a coach that has a proven track record of winning. How about that? A coach that has a proven track record of winning.
I think this loss is worse than the Denver loss in terms of not the magnitude, but the overall morale of the team. Because if you were to say to me, you know what, let's keep Dayball, he went against toe-to-toe against Denver, blah, 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 whatever, right? Maybe you could spin it that way. This debunks any of the work they did in Denver, any of the stuff they're trying to portray out there. This is it. You're done. You had a chance to win a game, make adjustments, come in with a little flair. You didn't. Your team came out flatter than flat, and now I can't trust you. And this is not the only time they come out flat. 4 years in a row they come out flat opening day in opening day games against the Commanders this year, Cowboys a few years ago. Teams that the only game they came out fired up in was the Tennessee Titan game. Every other opener they've had, they've been flat and they've lost. Right, against Minnesota, the Dallas Cowboys, and Commanders, we've been flat. Here in a big spot, in a big moment, after your team, had that emotional drain, how are you going to respond? And this is the effort you got from me today. That's on you, coach. I don't want to hear about, we ought to look at the tape. You need to take accountability. He should be fired today. He won't be. And by the way, it doesn't get easier for the Giants. The Giants don't have a bye week till December 7th. Okay, December 7th. That is 4.5 weeks from now. And they play the Niners, they play the Bears, they play the Lions, they play the Packers within that thing, they play the Patriots as well. And all these teams are pretty good. Pretty good. And they're going to look at you at a 2-8, 2-6 football team and say, we need to beat you. We need to keep our standings up. We need to get right like them against this team. And if you're going to quit, because you quit. You gave up 71 points in 2 games in 5 fucking quarters. Okay? That is not good defense. That is not inspiring football. And I don't want this guy on this team anymore.
Absolutely. I have nothing else to say. I'm gonna hand it out to Mac. I'm just saying it's another fucking season where I have to care about basketball early. I'm just gonna be like following the NBA because obviously we love football, but fuck these Giants, man.
Yeah, it's just look. End of the day, I hear like everything you were saying about like boycotting the game and all this and all that. But here's the reality: when you got an electrifying rookie that's giving the fan base something to feel hopeful about, they're going to show up for him if nothing else. You know what I mean? They're going to show up. People are going to continue to show up if nothing else for him, man. So, and that's just what it's going to be, man. But I hear you, and I wish somehow us as Giant fans could come together and kind of, boycott this thing some kind of way, man, and really make this happen. But we obviously know that's just not really going. That's not.
It should be like The Replacements. You remember the movie The Replacements? All the players should go on strike.
Funny. I was watching that shit the other day, but it's just fun. Just watching it a couple of days ago. But this is just bad. We just watch. I mean, how much bad football can we just continue to keep watching? And like I said, here's what's worse about it. For me, is the fact that we worried about the offense. We were all concerned as fans about this offense and what it's not going to be able to do and this, that, and the other coming into this season. But we all felt pretty damn good about this defense when we thought this defense was going to be and what it should be. And with the talent up front alone, it should be just significantly better than what it is. And it's been bad, man. Like I said, barring obviously what you're getting from Brian Burns, and I know people are giving Abdul Carter a hard time because he still hasn't recorded those sacks. The sack numbers aren't there. But this guy, he's if you watch the game, Abdul Carter is just as disruptive as it gets. So I mean, I just need people to really calm that shit down. All the bad talk about Abdul Carter and trying to say he ain't this and number 3 overall pick. No, he is disruptive as it gets. Like I said, Brian Burns, I think Brian Burns will tell you this too. A lot of them sacks, quite a few of his sacks, man, are because of a lot to do with the pressure Abdul Carter is providing, man. So,
not to interrupt you, Mac, but you've seen 2 of them today, right? You've seen it with Nacho's sack, that was Abdul Carter's disruption. You've seen it with Brian Burns' sack, that was Abdul Carter's disruption. Absolutely.
What's going on, Coach, man? Another tough day for us Giant fans, man, but
Coach,
something that we're getting all too used to, man. Peace and blessings to you. Hope everything is going good with you, Coach, man. Everything's well, man. But yeah, guys, I'm not, like I said, I got to go to work in a little bit, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this, man. So you guys got some final thoughts or something you want to get off your chest before we get ready to wrap this thing up, man? I'm going to wrap this up, man.
Yeah, I'm just going to say I'm a diehard Giants fan, but this is the time of the season when I put on my Chicago Bears belt and I follow the Caleb Williams and Chicago Bears. Tough loss today for my Chicago Bears, but my Chicago Bears will bounce back. That's it. That's all I have to say.
I'm sorry. My condolences to you, Coach, man. You and yours, man.
Absolutely.
I'm going to send some prayers out to your family, man. Thanks for taking a couple minutes out your time, man. Stop in, man. I really appreciate that. But yeah.
I'm gonna get going. I gotta grab something to eat. I haven't eaten yet, but thank you guys. Hey, nice seeing you, Lou. I gotta call you sometime this week, and then definitely chop it up and talk to you soon, Mac. Let's get it. You guys have a good one. Thanks for going live, Mac, and giving us this place to unfilter our thoughts about the New York shitty ass trash cans. All right, guys. Until next time. Let's get it.
Have a good one, bro. I don't know if you're still there, Lou, man. You got any final thoughts you want to say anything before I wrap this up, Lou? You there? If not, I'm about to just close this thing out because I'm so sick of it, man. I'm so sick of this team and the way they do things. Yet I'm going to continue to support this football team because that's just I don't know any better. I don't know anything else but the New York Giants, man. It's a squad I love, man. I just waiting for the better times to start coming, which I feel like they are. I feel like they're right over the horizon. But I need us to get to that horizon, though. I think we're going to be a damn good football team next year if we get the right coaches in here, man, that really understand concepts and understand situational game decisions that need to be made. I think we can be on our way. We got to get the right staff in here. These guys are clueless. I don't think the players we have are as bad as some of them look right now. I think they're being coached poorly. I really believe that they're just very, very poorly coached right now. It's games like this, once again, just prove it, man. It shows, man. We out here looking like we're adjusting to nothing. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts had 4 touchdown passes and didn't even throw for 200 yards. But he still threw 4 touchdown passes. Like, come on, man. What is that? What are we even really doing, man? But it's neither here nor there. Got to put this one in the rear view and get ready for San Fran coming in next week, man. You have any final thoughts, Lou, before I get ready to wrap this thing up, man? Because
blow it all up. Blow it all up. Fire Shane, fire Dable, fire Bowen. Promote Brian Cox, the defensive coordinator. Run with Kafka, an interim coach for the remainder of the season because you ain't got nothing to play for anyway, right? And take this time to start interviewing head coaches, general managers. Matter of fact, you don't even got to interview general managers right now. Promote Brandon, get rid of Shane, okay? Promote Kafka, get rid of Dable. Promote Brian Cox, get rid of Shane Bowen. Run with that trio for the remainder of the season, see what you get, and conduct some interviews in the meantime. Do your due diligence and rebuild this organization. Because right now, this shit is trash, bro. It's dumpster juice. It's that shit that coagulates at the bottom of a dumpster behind a restaurant. That's what this team is.
Yeah, because like I said, I feel like that right now, this team is a coach away from being really good next year. I think you got your quarterback in place, and once you have your quarterback in place, building everything else around it should be fairly simple. So it's just a matter of getting some playmakers for this kid and getting the right coaches out there to get this team going in the right direction, man. Because I just feel like it's going to always continue down this road with this incompetent coaching staff. I just do. At this point, this game just showed that to me. So we'll see, man. We'll see what happens, man. But make sure y'all go to my page, MacDaGiantsFan. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe, man. Go to Lou, man, at G Nation Inside Sports, man. Do the same thing. Hit the like, subscribe, for all his content, man. Sub up. Don't cost nothing to support our channels, man. Just hit that button, man. It's totally free to you. Free of charge, you know what I mean? Just hit the button and support us content creators trying to grow, man. Appreciate y'all, man. And like I said, put this game in the rear view, New York Giants. Get ready for San Fran next week, man. It's your boy, Mac the Giants, man. Peace. I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, Mac the Giants Fan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Mac the Giants Fan. That's MACDA Giants Fan.